Welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and welcome back to Sunday readings. This is the week ahead spread I do every Sunday, and I usually use the deck that's outgoing that I used through the week, but I didn't use any decks last week. Last week was a doozy, and I spent a lot of it in emotional turmoil and craziness. I started watching last week's week ahead spread, but I didn't finish it. But it was more accurate than I thought it would be. Anyway, if you're just tuning into my channel, this is every Sunday I try to do a week ahead spread, the energy, obstacle, and advice for the week. I just pulled the deck I just got yesterday, the Triumph de la Luna. This is the mass market version by Patrick Valencia, U.S. Games. This is the Illustrated Pips edition. I have the indie version also. It's actually red backs instead of blue. And then I pulled a card from the Enchanted Earth Oracle just to give us a little groundedness of nature in this specific, because these cards are probably going to be not your norm. So, I always pull the energy, obstacle, and advice for the week. I do a quick meditation before I pull the cards. I have not looked at them. I'm kind of nervous because last week was unexpected. And I think that's part of what became so anxious about was I felt like I tripped on a slick spot in the road and just kept sliding and sliding and sliding. And there was no grips, nothing to hold on to. It was just like a free-for-all slide down a downhill slope. It was crazy. Yeah. So I'm hoping this week is different. Anyway, I did pull from the Oracle deck, and this is usually I do like the theme, or even lately I've been doing little fun, like, let's see how many, because this deck has several keywords on it, let's see how many of those keywords we come across in the week. Not that we can find, but that just comes to us. So let's see what that card is, and I like that it kind of matches here. It is the Take Flight, Transformation, Exploration, and Adventure. And I've been getting a lot of take risks, take adventure kind of cards lately, and I know why. But the transformation, I've been getting that a lot lately too, because I feel like I am going through kind of a dark night of the soul kind of situation. But it's lasted a long time, and I'm just like, I need to get out of this. So what do I got to learn? But that's a gorgeous card, and I think this is the card when I open this deck that I pulled. I may be wrong. There's a couple of owls in here, but this deck is gorgeous, and look how pretty. And then it's got gilding on the side. Gorgeous. That's my dog crying in the corner. So any of these words, transformation, exploration, and adventure, see what you find in the week that relates to that. Anyway, so for the energy of the week, we pulled the Five of Cups. So this drugged down in the dumps feeling is probably not going to go away anytime soon for myself. It's a spread for the collective, so if you guys ever have any similar feelings or whatever throughout the week, let me know in the comments. But I didn't see when I started having these feelings, and I felt that I was having these down on the dumps feelings. I didn't feel like it was going away anytime soon. It may be by my birthday. I have the whole week off for my birthday, but this down in the dumps, just dredging, woe is me kind of feeling. And it could be that I'm feeling someone else's energy, and that's why it's so potent and strong. Because I don't know if you guys remember, I did a couple of videos yesterday. I got my son hired on at my job in May. He turned 19 last Sunday, and they fired him on Tuesday, and they had no real reason why they fired him. He come into work every day. He did his job. And my boss literally said, well, it's easier to get rid of them in 90 days if we don't like them. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, seriously? And I'm like, wow. And it hurt my feelings because I felt like we were this little family all these years I've been working there. And now I'm also management, and they didn't give me a heads up, nothing. They just fired him. And then pulled me in a room and said, we just fired your son. Can you take him home? And I'm like, this is so uncalled for. And he's devastated still. He's took to the bed all last week afterward. And I think part of this feeling here, because he's still in that mode, maybe it's not for me, maybe it is for him, that he's going to continue in this down in the depths. I did tell him yesterday, because he's been moping around here and being a butthole to everybody, that he needed to suck it up and find another job. But I mean, I gave him a few days. I gave him the rest of the week. Now it's time to put on your big boy pants and go get a job. Yes, he's only 19, but he's out of high school now. He's not sitting around my house all day, every day, doing nothing, because he don't even help clean anymore. He just like mopes around like he's dying, and I'm like, stop it. But it also had this feeling of betrayal too, because like I said, all this time I felt like I was one big happy family at my job. The only reason I have lasted at this job as long as I have was the people, and now I feel like they don't even have our back. So we merged with our Alameda office in August of last year, so it's been a year. In March, we took over the biggest account they had, which threw us completely out of alignment and out of whack. Since then, the 3 bosses I have, which one of them I didn't even know was a boss until the other day. I'm like, how do you not tell people this 26-year-old kid has been promoted above everybody else? I don't get it, because they didn't tell anybody. And so now he walks around like he's the head shit. So, and he's not above me. I just find it interesting that they made all these changes behind the scenes, and even their personalities have it's like they've been corporized, or whatever you call it. Like, they no longer see it as one big happy family. They're like, it's us against you guys. And I'm like, that's not how you run a business. But, so that really threw me for a loop this past week. And honestly, with the way everyone's acting at this job, I'm going to probably have to start looking for another job, just because I can't deal with people that are completely about themselves and about, and I know it's a business, we have to run a business, I get it, but when you become a corporate stooge, things change. And up until all these years I've worked there, up until the last few months, I never thought that. And now it's like they're getting rid of people for wearing an earbud. Like, what? It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. Anyway, getting off my soapbox now, so I can completely understand why this 5 of Cups is following me around. Or even maybe I'm just picking up my son's energy. But the obstacle, that's not even the obstacle, that's just the energy that I'm in, or someone's in this week. The obstacle of the week is the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, Lord. That does not look... Maybe I'm getting fired. I don't know. I'm knock that out of there. I don't want that in there. So I'm actually finally making decent money. So, yeah, the Wheel of Fortune is not... That's the obstacle to face is... And you know what? I'm starting to feel like this is my son's reading, because he was making good money and now he's not making anything. So that's something that he's got to overcome, and I think that's very true. For the advice for the week, the 4 of Cups. So we got the 2 saddest cards on the deck, really. And I keep hearing here, it's okay to sit and contemplate, but not wallow. That's what I just heard. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, this is a pretty dark, dark, dark reading this week. I don't like it. Anyway, yeah, he's sitting there pouting, going, I don't see. And see, that makes total sense with the Wheel of Fortune being in the, if he can't overcome this, this will continue. To where he's being offered things and he don't even see it. So I feel like this is his reading more than anybody else's. Um, wow. That's all I got. I don't even have any other insights. That's crazy. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good afternoon.